Coming up today on Channel 97 News.
We visit with an OHS sophomore who just became a published author.
We go on a fitness journey with a senior who is in the best shape of her life.
And we'll check on the progress of our boys volleyball and girls water polo teams.
All that and more on today's edition of Channel 97 News.
And it all starts now. Hi Oakville, I'm Riley Heather.
And I'm Eva Vidal, and welcome to this edition of Eyes on the Tigers Channel 97 News.
Prom is scheduled for this Saturday, May 15th, but as many of you know, there will be no traditional prom this year.
So what does the school have planned instead? Matthew Churko and Ian Meyer have the answer.
We aren't having a prom, but we wanted to try to give something. It's not the formal prom, and I don't want people to get confused and connect it to a formal prom. I wish we could have hosted a formal one, but unfortunately we can't. So.
We're just calling it a senior event, and basically we're hoping to make it more prom-like. It's going to be held on the blacktop by Gym A, and we're going to have a few tents, so we're hoping to have like a photo booth, and obviously we can't have food.
We just wanted to make it a more of a low-key and more casual type thing. So people can come, they can dress semi-formal, which means if they have a prom dress they want to wear the prom dress. I'm totally good with that. We're going to have a court, so we're going to run a senior court, a chance for everybody to kind of get together, and it's for members of our senior class only, so no outside guests, no members of other classes from Oakville, just for the seniors of Oakville High School.
Tickets are $15 and will be on sale in the Commons until Friday, May 14th. With Ian Meyer and Lindsay Marshall behind the camera, I'm Matthew Churko for Channel 97 News.
High school students read lots of books.
But not many of them actually write and publish them.
Well, that's exactly what this student has done. Andrew Blanchette and Emily Johnson have the story.
That's me, obviously, and then I work with these people.
Yeah. That was Hannah Hoffmeister, an editor for Shaw Media, but before they hired her, she got her start here at Oakville.
I graduated from Oakville in 2016, and then I went to Mizzou, and I graduated last May in 2020 with a journalism degree. As far as the books go, my first book came out in 8th grade, and then my second one did in the following spring, and then the last 3 were while I was here at Oakville.
But Hannah isn't the only one to become a published author before graduation. Emma Rushing is both following in her footsteps and paving the way for others.
So my book is about a young girl named Coral. She is in the foster system for a while. However, she's not even human. She's actually known as an elementalist, meaning that she can manipulate an element, aka fire, earth, air, or water. I've poured my heart and soul into this. I want to share it with people. I want people to know, hey, I wrote this.
According to Emma, inspiration can come from anywhere, especially other published works.
Have quite a collection, over 200. I love Harry Potter. I like reading the classics. I've got a bunch of Alice in Wonderland books, which is probably my all-time favorite book.
On April 26th, Hannah and Emma got to meet for the first time when Hannah made a trip back home.
I'm just very proud of her. It's really cool to learn that another person did it in high school. Even if you don't like writing and you like something else, you can go for it in high school. And so I think that she loves writing, and this is what she was able to do with that, and I think that just is a great example for anyone else too.
Don't give up. It's hard, and a lot of the time you're going to get fed up because you realize a plot hole halfway through, and then you have to go all the way back and you have to revise everything. But honestly, it's worth it. If you're passionate about it, don't give up.
With Andrew Blanchette behind the camera, I'm Emily Johnson for Channel 97 News.
You can find Emma's book on Amazon or the Barnes & Noble website.
Here's another story on a student who has launched a successful business.
And she's doing it for a good cause.
Katie Schrader and Sierra Bradley tell us more.
Many people developed new hobbies during quarantine, but one Oakville student took it to the next level. Jessica Schmidt took her passion for baking and made it a business.
I've always wanted a baking business ever since I was little, and over quarantine I had a lot of free time And so I figured that it was the perfect time to start a business.
Jessica's first step to making her business dreams a reality was publishing a website.
I needed a way that people could see my website, so I made an Instagram page and I put the link in the bio, and I started posting pictures of my cakes.
After watching her mom and grandma bake her whole life, she felt inspired to carry on the tradition.
My grandma and mom, they always have baked a lot, and I've always wanted to bake like them, and so I started making cakes, and they've helped me a lot.
Jessica took it one step forward and used her business to do good for her community.
So I decided that I didn't actually need all the money that I was making, and there was a lot of people that couldn't get food because they didn't have the money for it, so I figured that the St. Louis Area Food Bank was a good place to donate my money. A lot of people are in need, and I make food, so I figured why not give back to people who need it.
If you're interested in supporting Jessica's small business, follow her Instagram at STL_JessieCakes and click the link in her bio to purchase. With Katie Schrader behind the camera, I'm Sierra Bradley for Channel 97 News.
I make the bank, then I give it away for the good of the community.
Jessica's cakes look delicious.
They sure do, but I would be worried about eating too much.
Don't worry about that. Just follow Katie Lou's recipe for weight loss success. Let's check it out.
My fitness journey originally started in July of 2019. At the time, I was 5'3" and weighed 200 pounds at my heaviest. I eat really clean, actually. For 6 days of the week, I have one cheat day a week. So for my weekly meals, it consists of eggs, baby spinach, a lot of tuna, a lot of grilled chicken. For my weekly workout plans, I stick with a split that has push, legs, pull. So for push, it's chest, shoulders, and tries. Then you got legs, which is anything lower body. And then you have pull, which is your back and thighs. So initially what made me lose weight was to fit in, and I do not recommend this reason for a lot of people because fitting in that reason just makes it toxic in itself. But then later on, I changed it to me wanting to be more confident in my body, wanting to live healthier. Being disciplined for something like this is actually really difficult, and what has helped me is a complete change in mindset. Like, I wake up every morning with goals throughout the day that I know I want to complete by the end of the day, and that keeps me in a really healthy mindset.
Katie Lou has come a long way and is very happy with her progress so far, but she is still on her fitness journey. With Charlotte Norton and Jake Strauss behind the camera, I'm Caitlin Massey for Channel 97 News.
If you like to talk about sports, then you'll find this next story interesting.
Here's our report on the Lunch Table Podcast.
What the heck? How is Mizzou a 9 seed? This is absolutely ridiculous to me, Arjo.
This year, two OHS seniors, Trent Kohm and Arjo Goswami, have started their own sports podcast.
We're in CAPS, and we had to come up with an idea for what they call a passion project. So I came up with an idea for the sports podcast, and later on, Trent hopped on, and that's how we got started.
Yes, the main topic of the podcast kind of jumps around. It's always focused around sports, except for we like to throw in some kind of random thing when it comes to the contender-pretender segment that we do. If you want to find out what that is, make sure to listen. But whatever is the big news in sports, we did like a Super Bowl special, and we just came out with a March Madness special. So it's kind of just what the big news is, whatever we're interested in at the time.
Although they're a duo on this podcast, they each have their roles.
So Trent's mainly the host for the podcast, and I take care of most of the behind-the-scenes stuff. So I edit it, and I post it onto Spotify and Apple and the other platforms. And we have Andy, we call him the producer, but he really doesn't do anything. So.
Having a good podcast can be hard to do alone, so a little inspiration always helps.
So a couple influences that I had were definitely the Pardon My Take guys, definitely one of my favorite podcasts of all time, and also Dan Patrick. Try to take inspiration from both sides, trying to be both entertaining and also really display sports knowledge in a way that is pleasing to the viewer.
You can find the STL Lunch Table Sports Podcast on Spotify and Apple Music. Also, follow their Instagram and Twitter.
With Michael Bear behind the camera, I'm Jake Kessler with Channel 97 News.
Staying on the topic of sports, boys volleyball got off to a great start this year.
And they hope to finish strong as well. Sierra and Regina have more.
Coach Betts and I have been pretty excited about this group. You know, we've got a lot of talent, a lot of young players, but it's just a group of kids that like to work hard, and, you know, it just makes the experience just that much more better.
From the younger kids that'll carry on into the next couple of years, they've been helping us a lot through our games and stuff.
I think our team has a lot of energy and a lot of fire. We have a lot of guys who are really loud and I just get really excited after every single point.
Although they've had a strong season so far, there have been a couple of challenges.
Injuries or being quarantined was another one that actually affected us, but I feel like now we have came together trying to be a better team.
There's a lot of kids in some key positions that haven't played very much. They're just going to get more experience over these next 3 weeks.
The boys volleyball team has not had a winning record since 2016. This year, they're working hard to end that streak.
Well, it's really exciting because we started off the season a lot better than we did the entirety of my freshman season. So being able to do that makes us a lot more motivated for the rest of the games, knowing that, hey, we can do a lot better now in the start of the season than we did the entirety of my freshman season.
We've been playing a lot of good teams, and we'll have better competition coming up. And from how we've been playing now, we'll carry on into how we're playing later.
This season is really something that we have never had in the past.
It's been a lot of fun. It's tough, but I think it's been a good year, and hopefully even better to come.
Good luck to the boys as they finish off their season. With Sierra Bradley behind the camera, I'm Regina Escobar for Channel 97 News.
Boys volleyball won the state championship in 2011, and they hope to return to those glory days in the very near future.
Another spring sport looking for glory is girls water polo, and they have a legitimate shot at winning state this year. Here's the story.
The girls water polo team is making history.
This is the first year we've had a girls league, and we actually won the first girls water polo game in St. Louis.
The girls' record is 6-1, heading into this week's semifinal game against Lafayette.
I think we have a chance to win state. We're really good at communicating. We have plays down that we can do. We look at each other and we just instinctively know what the other person is going to do and where to pass the ball. And I think those are really strong suits, and they give us a good opportunity to make it to the finals and potentially win.
So how big would 2 more wins be?
We would be the first ever girls team to win state in all of St. Louis history.
The state semi game will be May 12th at the Marquette Pool, and the state final will be May 14th at MICDS. With Eva Beidel and Riley Heather, I'm Natalie Baker for Channel 97 News.
Hey Eva, what's the weirdest thing in your car?
Probably baby wipes.
Well, Oakville students have some pretty interesting things in their car. Let's take a closer look.
With half of Oakville's population driving, we have to wonder, what's the weirdest thing our staff and students keep in their car? Hi, I'm Maggie Kaznika, and this is Tiger Walking. What's the weirdest thing you have in your car?
Got an inflatable bed in the back seat.
I have a center console filled with fortune cookies. I have a duck with a chain.
What's the weirdest thing you keep in your car?
I keep a shield in my car.
I keep batons in my car.
Toilet paper.
What's the weirdest thing you keep in your car?
I keep windshield wipers and stuffed animals in my car.
I have to have the Elf movie in my car at all times.
Probably like a bobblehead or something.
This shelf.
What's the weirdest thing you keep in your car?
I have a flamethrower, knives, and axes.
Kind of stuffed animal I got from Thanksgiving from my grandma.
Dance Dance Revolution game. What's the weirdest thing you keep in your car?
I have a plunger and a wheelchair in my car. Goggles.
With Taylor Herman behind the camera, I'm Maggie Kaznika with Channel 97 News.
Well, that wraps up this edition of Channel 97 News.
If you would like to see more of our content and stay up to date on what's happening at Oakville, make sure to visit myohsonline.com.
You can even bookmark it on your browser so you can check it out anytime you'd like. We post new stories all the time.
Thank you for joining us, Oakville. I'm Eva Beidel.
And I'm Riley Heather. And remember, keep your eyes on the Tigers.